Round 6 in the Kings of the Sevens series, and we're down to the final. It is Melrose against Selkirk, and for the second day in succession, Selkirk find themselves in a final after a good win over Edinburgh Accies yesterday down at Milltown at Langham. Selkirk going from right to left as they look down from the gantry, and it's Melrose who pick up possession. Andrew Skeen on the ball, comes out to Fraser Thompson. Thompson then out to Callum Anderson on that far side of the field. Anderson just breaking through two tackles, but eventually it's Bruce Colvin trying to go in and get that ball, but it's won by Selkirk on the Melrose 22. Comes along to McCulloch, out to Gavin Craig, taken on now by Darren Clapperton. Clapperton trying to find the space, but there was a hand in there from Ross Evans. Now that's an intentional knock on. Now half seen yellow cards for that in previous tournaments, but Ross Evans gets away with that one, so there's going to be a scrum down, and in fact a penalty to Selkirk. So Selkirk on the Melrose 22. This final underway then at the Gytes. No scorers yet. Melrose 0, Selkirk 0. So it's Darren Clapperton with the tap and go. Comes along then to Cal McComb. McComb along to Gavin Craig. Along the Melrose 22 to Scott Henry. Scott Henry into Angus Duckett. Duckett busting through. Good tackle though on the 22 metre line. Ball is there, recycled by Cal McComb. Comes back to Gavin Craig. Craig then trying to look for the gap. Gives it out to Darren Clapperton, who cuts back inside. Feeds it to Scott Henry. All possession with Selkirk at the moment. A minute gone. Selkirk 0, Melrose 0. Fraser Hartness takes the contact. Tackled well though by Ross Evans and Richard Mill. And the ball's there and it's coming back, and I think it's going to be a penalty. Holding on, in fact, by Hartness, so it's going to be a quick tap and go here for Richard Mill. Mill sends it out to Bruce Colvin. Colvin out to Callum Anderson. Callum Anderson on the ball. Callum Anderson up to the halfway, up against Darren Clapperton. Comes out wide, then taken on by Ross Evans. Evans feeds it back inside the Melrose half to Graham Dodds. Dodds then on the ball. Nicely done. He runs into Fraser Hartness. Offloads to Callum Anderson. Oh, Callum Anderson cut inside there on Clapperton, and Callum Anderson's going to go in for the first try. It was well what Graham Dodds took the initial pass on. He just managed to offload, and Callum Anderson will give him an inch. He'll take the mile there. Callum Anderson, good first try, first blood to Melrose in this Peebles Sevens final. Melrose 5, Selkirk 0. It's simple, basic rugby. Scott Henry on the ball, 12 metres inside the Melrose half. It's Melrose 7, Selkirk 0. Gavin Craig feeds the ball out to Darren Clapperton. He finds a bit of gas here, and Clapperton's round Graham Dodds. That's great running from Darren Clapperton. Cuts inside, kind of football tackle there from Colvin, but he just managed to bounce over the line, Darren Clapperton, and he goes in for the try. It's Melrose 7, it's Selkirk 5. Restart then from Darren Clapperton. It's a high one in there. Up goes Graham Dodds, gets his hand to it, and it's bouncing into that 22. Andrew Skeen should pick up, which he does. Skeen then having a look, feeds it back to Richard Mill. Mill on the ball, does well here. Richard Mill looking to get the ball out wide. He does to Fraser Thompson. Now Thompson, if he can get it out wide, he can, but Callum Anderson has to run behind it, then hacks the ball ahead. Scott Henry chasing on to it. He does well, Scott Henry, and then offloads. Now here comes Gavin Craig. He's on the 22 inside the Melrose half. Comes out to Cal McComb. McComb then to Fraser Hartness. Hartness having a wee look up. Where's he going? He's going, trying to go down the channel of Fraser Thompson. Thompson takes him down inside that Melrose 22. The ball bounces about, but it's picked up by Melrose, and that was, I think it was Evans that had been in there, but he couldn't get the ball out. And here comes Selkirk. Cal McComb on the ball inside that Melrose 22. Melrose 7, Selkirk 5, picked up by Scott Henry. Out to Kissick. Now they can get the ball out wide here, Selkirk. Gavin Craig then feeds it out to Darren Clapperton. Clapperton trying to go round his man, feeds the ball back inside to Gavin Craig, and Craig takes the pass and he touches down, and well, Selkirk getting themselves in front. It's Melrose 7, it's Selkirk 10. A cracking try there, and it's Gavin Craig that finishes it off. Scrum down on that, well, just inside the Selkirk half, right in front of me here on the gantry side at the Gytes, and it'll be Bruce Colvin to put in for Melrose. So Colvin gets the ball in, he's going to pick it up, feeds it out to Andrew Skeen. Skeen along the line then to Fraser Thompson. Melrose 7, it's Selkirk 10 in this final. Callum Anderson on the ball, and Callum Anderson has gone round his man Henry. He's going up the far side touch. Clapperton is chasing, and Clapperton takes him down about 10 metres short of that try line, and he puts him into touch. Ball comes along the line to Fraser Thompson. Thompson then has it up to the 22, feeds it inside to Callum Anderson. Anderson very powerful going forward, feeds it back to Richard Mill. Mill then on interception, and Scott Henry's away. Now this is a toe race for Scott Henry, and chasing back Callum Anderson gets him. In fact, it was Russ Evans that eventually takes him down, hands and everything in there, and Fraser Thompson picks up. Here comes the counter, injury time in the first half on Fraser Thompson, right through the middle, and Fraser Thompson is going to go in for the try deep into injury time in this first half. He touches down, and Melrose back in front. Melrose 12, it's Selkirk 10, but I'll tell you what, Ross Evans had to make the tackle there. He did, and it was Thompson then that burst through there. The ball was out, and in goes Fraser Thompson. Conversion attempt now from Andrew Skeen right in front of the sticks. He does go over, and at half time it's Melrose 14, it's Selkirk 10, and I think Selkirk will be well scunnered with that one. Melrose 14, it's Selkirk 10. Oh, Bruce Colvin's picked up from the base of the scum, and he's going to go in, and well, again Bruce Colvin, he'll be happy with that. It went horribly wrong for Selkirk in that scrum, and well, he's like a Jack Russell, this Bruce Colvin, round the fringes, sniffing for anything. He got in there first, he picks the ball up, and then he goes for the try. It's Melrose 19, it's Selkirk 10. Callum Anderson on the ball at the moment, feeds it out to Andrew Skeen. Skeen then looking for the offload. Skeen goes through the gap as he got the pop past to Colvin, and Bruce Colvin's going to go in for yet. Oh, is he? He cuts round Fraser Hartness, and he's going the long way around. Where's he going? Colvin then feeds it out to Joe Helps, and Joe Helps is going to touch down. What was Bruce Colvin doing there? He should have just went straight, but he went one and then two and then put it out to Joe Helps, and Joe Helps goes in for the try. Melrose 28, Selkirk 10. Ball comes out, taken on then by Darren Clapperton. Clapperton out to Hartness. Hartness injects a bit of pace, and he's gone. Hartness is down the far side off the field. He's just about up to the 22. He has to stop and check. He needs the support now, and he's got it from Rory Banks. Banks then has it on the Melrose 22 along the line to Cal McComb. He's got Hugh McDougall with him. Feeds it back to Rory Banks. That's good defence though by Melrose, knocking Selkirk backwards. Hartness has another wee breach. Feeds it back along to Gavin Craig. Gavin Craig then having a look for the gap, and oh, just about caught half through there. Well tackled. Melrose having to put the tackles in. Gavin Craig eventually going down outside that. Melrose 22, Melrose 28, Selkirk 10. Selkirk on the ball. Callum McComb on the ball into Hugh McDougall. McDougall does well. Cuts back inside. Tackled though by Callum Anderson. Callum McComb then feeds it back along the line to Rory Banks. Banks then along the line taken on to Andrew Given. Given back to Rory Banks. Banks then back in. Well, didn't see where it was going, and that's a mistake, and Melrose are going to pick up here, and it's Andrew Skeen just kicking the ball into Selkirk territory. It's into the 22. He'll just need to pick this ball up, and Andrew Skeen picks up. He's going to touch down. Melrose then pick up 10 valuable points in the Kings of the Sevens circuit, and of course with that win means they go into second place in the Kings of the Sevens table. Selkirk up there now as well.